Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Paul Hutchings. Hope you're having a great day. Coming to you with another episode of The Good Parts. I believe I'm on number 108. So if you're just finding me for the first time, The Good Parts is a social media show where I go live once a day, Monday through Friday, to share one good part from my life and or business in an effort to help me and you and as many people as we can create more freedom, prosperity, happiness, goodness, joy, abundance, all the good things life has to offer. And in today's episode, I have a question for you. And I'm really looking for this to be more of a discussion because I don't 100% know the answer to this question. The question is, what is loyalty? So in one of the communities that I'm in, our Freedom Crusaders Alliance, every month we have a negative character attribute to be aware of. And by the way, if you're tuning in live, say hello down below. I'll go first. Hello, good to see you. Yeah, that'll help me know who's here. But we have, in every month, we have a negative character attribute. So one of the things that we strive to do is we strive to develop positive character attributes in ourselves. And then we strive to also be aware of negative character attributes and eliminate those from our characters as much as possible. And so this month, the month of September, the negative character attribute is disloyalty. And we get this list from Napoleon Hill in his last book, Grow Rich with Peace of Mind. He has a big, long list of negative character attributes. And so I've been thinking about this word. Hey, Bill, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having an amazing day too. Thanks for saying hello. I've been thinking about this word, loyalty. What does it even mean? Can we define it? Is it important? And I found myself kind of grasping a little bit for a good definition for the word. And so I wanted to go live. And in this video, I'm going to be asking you for your opinions and your ideas on what loyalty is. And I'm also going to be sharing with you 12 quotes from Napoleon Hill that include the word loyalty. So I searched Think and Grow Rich. I also searched The Law of Success. And I pulled out 12 quotes where he talks about this particular word. So before I share the quotes with you, I do want to share with you a story, about loyalty and disloyalty. So there was a time when my business partner and I were in a particular company and we were viewed as leaders in the company. And there came a point in time where it felt like the company was not going in a direction that was in alignment with our values. And so we made a hard decision, and that hard decision was to step away and leave. Now, when we made this choice, one of the things that happened was we heard comments coming from various people who were in this organization, basically accusing us of being disloyal, leaving this organization, leaving the leaders, leaving the people that we were all working with. And so, I'll pose that question to you. Is that an example of disloyalty, leaving something that is no longer aligned with who you are on the inside? Or is that an example of maybe another kind of loyalty? So I wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for that. And then also in this presentation, hey, Veronique, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. How are things going for you and Peter and the kids? Hope you're having a great day. Looking forward to a great weekend. So in this presentation, again, I'm going to be sharing with you these 12 quotes. I'm going to be asking for your feedback. And specifically, I'm looking for a good definition of what is loyalty. Can we define it? I'm also going to be sharing with you maybe something to be aware of as a way that sometimes people and organizations can use this word against us and maybe even manipulate us into being disloyal to certain things that might be more important than they're accusing us of being disloyal to. So I hope this will be valuable for you. So I'm going to share this slides right off the bat because I did make some slides here. So I'm going to pop these up on the screen. And I'm just going to go through some of these quotes as I've been trying to understand this word a little bit better. So what is loyalty? So the first quote comes from Think and Grow Rich, and Napoleon Hill lists this as one of the causes of failure. He writes, disloyalty, perhaps this should have come at the head of the list. The leader who is not loyal to his or her trust and to associates, those above and those below, cannot maintain leadership. Disloyalty marks one as being less than the dust of the earth, who's pretty harsh, and brings down on one's head the contempt deserved. Lack of loyalty is one of the major causes of failure in every walk of life. So he doesn't really define it, but he gives us some ramifications if we're not loyal. And they don't seem to be very good, outcomes if we're not loyal. So the second one is a part in the book where Napoleon Hill is talking about Samuel Adams, I believe, who was offered a bribe to betray the cause of freedom in America during the revolution. So all these revolutionaries were preparing for separation from Britain. They believed in the cause of freedom. They believed in the cause of government by the people. And there was a Britain politician who offered Samuel Adams a bribe, said, hey, I'll give you this money. I'll give you these benefits. We'll give you a pardon so you'll be safe and you won't have to worry about any, force coming down upon your head from the powers of Great Britain. And Samuel Adams replied to that response, and he basically said something to the effect of, I have long since made my peace with the King of Kings. And he said, I won't take this bribe. And he basically sent him these words that are like, basically, hey, you can take that and you can put it somewhere that I won't describe, So he decided to stay loyal to the cause that he was in. And Napoleon Hill, writing about this person, said, comment as to the character of this man seems unnecessary. It must be obvious to all who read this astounding message that its sender possessed loyalty of the highest order. This is important. Racketeers and dishonest politicians have prostituted the honor for which such men as Adams died. So loyalty of the highest order. So that's a good little hint, I guess. And then these next ones come from the laws of success. He writes, you cannot succeed when surrounded by disloyal and unfriendly associates, no matter what may be the object of your definite chief aim. Success is built upon loyalty, faith, sincerity, cooperation, and the other positive forces with which one must surcharge his environment. So again, he's listing loyalty as a requirement for success without defining it. So let's go to the next quote. He says, if you fail either temporarily or permanently in the application of this law, it will be for the reason that some member of your alliance did not enter into the spirit of the alliance with faith, loyalty, and sincerity of purpose. So again, loyalty is mentioned without being defined. Later on, he writes, when you join your organization, you will find there a willing body of men who ask from you nothing more than the qualities that will command their respect, their loyalty, and their obedience. So again, loyalty is mentioned, and this time it's connected to character attributes that seem to inspire loyalty amongst people. So again, no definition yet. He also writes, leadership not only demands, but receives the willing, unhesitating, unfaltering obedience and loyalty of other men, and a devotion that will cause them, when the time comes, to follow their uncrowned king to hell and back again, if necessary. So again, loyalty is mentioned as a requirement of leadership without being defined. Maybe sort of defined here, though, right? Because he says a devotion that will, when the time comes, cause people to follow their uncrowned king to hell and back again if necessary. So a devotion, I think that's maybe a good little hint for a definition of loyalty. Loyalty is a devotion. Devotion to what? Maybe that's the next part of our definition here that we're looking for. Another quote, everybody hates a human hog. When one of your men has accomplished an especially creditable piece of work, see that he gets the proper reward. Turn heaven and earth upside down to get it for him. Don't try to take it away from him and hog it for yourself. You may do this and get away with it, but you have lost the respect and loyalty of your men. So again, no definition of loyalty here, but listing something that would cause us to lose the devotion of people we're serving, which is to hog all the credit and not give people their due credit. Another one, if you are worthy of their loyalty and respect and devotion, so again, devotion is connected to loyalty, they will surely give all these without asking. If you are not, nothing that you can do will win them. So loyalty maybe is something that people give without anyone demanding it. It's just something that people freely give to those who deserve respect and devotion, perhaps by demonstrating certain character attributes. The next one, he found disloyalty in some of the members. So he's talking about Abraham Lincoln right here. And it says, he found disloyalty in some of the members of his cabinet, but for the reason that this disloyalty was toward him. So devotion to what? Well, devotion to people, apparently, because in this case, there were people in his cabinet that were not devoted to him. So it says, for the reason that this disloyalty was toward him personally, and because those in whom he found it had qualities which made them valuable to his country, Lincoln exercised self-control and disregarded the objectionable qualities. So in this case, there's some disloyalty toward him as a person, but the people had attributes that were desirable for the end goal that would benefit everyone in the country. So Lincoln ignored that disloyalty toward him and instead sought the higher good for everyone. So here's another one. No capable executive would select as his lieutenants those whom he had not tested for reliability, loyalty, perseverance, and other essential qualities. And here's another one. Napoleon Hill writes, when my mind is not occupied with thoughts that tend toward the attainment of my definite chief aim in life, I will voluntarily keep it filled with thoughts of courage and self-confidence and goodwill toward others and faith and kindness and loyalty and love for truth and justice, for I believe these to be the seed from which the world reaps its harvest of progressive growth. And so those are all of the quotes on loyalty. And I'm going to stop the screen share here and come back to the live and ask you guys. Bill Rizlov says that's integrity. So yeah, I think loyalty must be tied in with integrity. And Veronique says, we're doing great. Peter's reading a book. Number 20. That's so awesome. Kids are fine. And me, always the happy sunshine. That's awesome. Veronique says, I stayed on the first slide. Dang it. Did I really stay on the first slide the whole way through? Sorry about that. I haven't used slides with StreamYard before, so this is a little bit of an experiment for me here. So what do you guys think? Like, is loyalty important? Does it, is it a good character attribute? And if the answer to that is yes, how would you define loyalty? Do you have a definition? Post below, because as I mentioned at the start of this live, I'm striving to define this for myself. You know, it's resonated with me as a quality that is important, but I don't know if I've ever been able to define it clearly. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. And I don't see any comments from the audience here. So let me come back to another slide, and I have a dictionary definition of loyalty. So let's see, stop screen, present, share screen, and window. All right. So here's the dictionary definition. Loyalty is the quality of staying firm in your friendship or support for someone or something. I have sworn an oath of loyalty to the monarchy. Synonyms: faithfulness, commitment, devotion, and allegiance. So I think that's a good definition. The quality of staying firm in your friendship or support or devotion, maybe that other word that we picked up from some of those quotes, for someone or something. So we can be devoted to, Veronique says, we will stay loyal to HBA. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And we will stay loyal to continuing to strive to deserve that devotion. Because this is a distinction that I want to highlight here, is that it does seem that we can be devoted to people. We can be devoted to organizations. Like Veronique said, we will stay loyal to HBA. So HBA is an organization. So we can stay loyal to people, organizations, and also the third one here in the definition says something, somewhat thing. Well, I think inserting ideals or principles here is another big category of things that we can be loyal to. We can be loyal to our vision. What's our vision? Our vision is an ideal. It's an idea. It's somewhere we say we want to go and that we are devoted to going. So we can be loyal to that. Our values, you know, what are your values? Do you value following the golden rule, treating people the way you wish that you could be treated? Is that a value? And are you devoted to that ideal? You can list a whole different, list of values that might be worth being devoted to. And so I think one of the reasons that I wanted to highlight that is because the way that I've seen the way that I've seen loyalty being used as a manipulation strategy in the past is that you might be doing something. So, like Veronique says, she's going to stay loyal to HBA, which I appreciate. So, that's her professing her devotion to our organization. Well, what if one day in our organization, we started to behave in ways that were completely contrary to all of the values that we say we believe in? In other words, what if we just like flipped the script and started doing the opposite of things that we've said for years and years and years? Would Veronique still be required to be loyal to us if we changed our devotion to our ideals? That's what happened in that company that I was mentioning earlier. We were loyal, we were devoted, and then things started happening that were out of alignment with ideals we were devoted to. So in that situation, what we had to do is we had to make a choice. Are we going to be devoted to people and this organization, or are we going to be devoted to our principles and the things that we believe and that we stand for, and things that we think are true? What do? Because we couldn't continue to do both. So we had to make a choice. We had to literally choose to be disloyal to one in order to maintain loyalty to another. And so I think this is really good to be aware of, is your devotion to, here's my opinion on it, your devotion to people and organizations probably should only go so far as those people and those organizations continue to be devoted to the ideals and the principles that caused your devotion in the first place. If that changes, then maybe it's okay to abandon, that group or that organization, and instead continue to be loyal to what your heart is telling you to be loyal to. And so Veronique says, she says, HBA is our home where people, friends are in with the heart on the right place. Yes, I agree. And our vision and our goal is to continue to cultivate that and never violate that. So, number one goal, continue to be worthy of Veronique's loyalty and devotion, and of all the customers and affiliates that we have in our organization. So the last thing that I wanted to do is pass along some things that might be worth being loyal to. And I will ask you, what do you think? What are things that are worth being loyal to? Post them below. Is it everything? Well, it can't be everything, because we can't be loyal to everything. Some ideas conflict with each other. Some people conflict with each other. So what should we be loyal to in life? What are some things that would be worth our devotion? And I'm going to look for the comments, see if you guys have any ideas, and I don't see anything popping up. So I'm going to share with you my slide on this. These are some things that I think about when I think about loyalty and what is worth being loyal to. So I'm going to pop this up on the screen here if I can, and hopefully I'll be able to make the slide move. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Loyalty. God, number one, for me, what do I imagine God to be and or want for me in my life? I think that's worth being loyal to. If times come where people are asking me to betray what I think God would want me to do, I would hope that I would choose God over those situations. Family, I think family is worth being loyal to. Your spouse, as much as possible, your children, people who are depending upon you within your family. I think loyalty and devotion are a good things to direct towards your family. Truth, being loyal to truth. What is truth? Wow, what a great question that is. Probably a big long answer. Truth is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that philosophers and religionists and scientists have been searching for countless ages and are still searching for. And so, whether or not I can define truth, it feels like something worthy to be devoted to a search for truth, to always remember that I don't have it all and to keep my mind open to see if I can find more truths to help myself and others. Your vision, be loyal and devoted to your vision. What is your vision for your future? Do you have a clear direction of where you say you want to go? And are you loyal to that? Are you devoted to it? Do you go to sleep thinking about it? Do you wake up in the morning thinking about it? Do your feet throughout the day demonstrate your devotion to your vision? I think that's definitely a good area to be devoted and to be loyal. Your values and ideals, as I've mentioned in this presentation. What are your values? For a lot of people, and for me too, when I first started on this road of personal development, I vaguely knew what I valued. I vaguely knew what ideals resonated with my heart. But as I've continued to learn and grow and experience life, that picture has become more clear and more clear and more clear for me. It wasn't clear in the beginning. It was a little blurry, but I think in life, this is one of the things that we want to do is discover, what do we value? Why do we value it? What ideals do we hold in our hearts as North Stars in our lives? And are we willing to sacrifice those values and ideals for money, for bribes, for people pleasing, or are we going to be loyal to those values and ideals? I think this is probably one thing that inspires loyalty in people when they see a man or a woman truly dedicated to that which they say they believe and standing in it and for it for long periods of time, being tested and passing those tests by choosing to continue to stand for those values and ideals. I think it's worth doing for yourself, number one, but also, again, because I think doing that can inspire loyalty and devotion in others. The last one that popped up in my brain as I was just jotting down this quick list is those whom you serve. Are you loyal to them? Do you do things that are self-beneficial but not beneficial to those whom you serve? Or do you always think about the people that you're serving and where you're wanting to lead them? Another great place, I think, to place your loyalty and your devotion. So Bill Rizlov, your values, right? So knuckle bump, we're matching up on that. Veronique says family, yourself, your husband. Yep, knuckle bump, matching up on that. And Bill Rizlov also says family. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that as I'm striving to articulate what does it mean to be loyal. So I guess for me, as I've gone through these quotes and paid attention to what you guys are saying and thought about it, loyalty, a good definition of loyalty for me would be a sincere devotion to people, vision, values, truth. You're the highest that you can reach for in your mind and life. Like what are the highest guiding stars? Can you find them? Can you grasp them? Can you feel the pull of their magnetic pull? Can you feel the light drawing you toward them? And can you be devoted to that, to playing that out in your life day after day after day as you move forward? And that's still a very ambiguous, fuzzy definition, right? So loyalty, devotion to something or someone over long periods of time, I guess would be a good definition of loyalty, maybe. But I'm still open. Do you have a better one? Comment below. I will say that loyalty, whether we can perfectly define it or not, does seem to be very important in life. We in order to live a good life and get through challenges, we need friends who are loyal to us, who will be there for us. We need people around us who are loyal to us and who will be there for us. In business, if you're growing a residual income, which has been one of my big passions for 2 decades now, it's residual income is very hard to build if you have people who are here today and gone tomorrow. In other words, if you have people who are not loyal to their own vision, not loyal to the idea of freedom, that doesn't create a stable, solid residual income. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by people who are loyal to that vision that you say you have and are committed to going on that journey and being on that journey for long periods of time, I'm so thankful to say that I have people that are around me who have been with me for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, even 20 years. That's loyalty. That's glue. That's like cement in the ground as a foundation for building something you can stand on. And so I think we all want to strive to be people who are worthy of deserving loyalty when those around us make the choice that they're going to give us loyalty, because we can't demand it. We can't exercise control over other people and say, you must be loyal. I mean, some people try to do that, but I don't think it works very well, because we all have freedom and we all have our own individual ability to choose. But what we can do is we can strive to be the best we can be. We can strive to be examples of consistency, of dedication, of devotion and loyalty in our own lives. And I think the more and more we do that, and that plays out in our lives, the more those who have eyes to see will see and be inspired by that. And then maybe on their own choose to offer us their loyalty and their devotion, which is a precious gift. The other day, I was connecting with a friend of mine named Janine. We were on a mastermind, and she made this comment. She said, I would follow you anywhere. And I thought, wow, I mean, that's a huge compliment. It's also a big responsibility. And it's also something I'm thankful for, to hear someone say that they would follow me anywhere, because to me, that means they trust that I will always have their best interest in my heart. And I will be devoted to never violating that, to never lead someone somewhere that could hurt them. I never want to do that. I want to be a safe leader to follow so that I can deserve that loyalty that Janine expressed in that comment that she made. So Janine, I don't know if you remember that, but I heard it and I'm thankful for it. So anyway, guys, that's the live. I am Paul Hutchings. If you're finding me for the first time and got value from this episode, I would love to encourage you to subscribe to me on social media, or you can visit my website here, paulhutchings.net/GIFTS. Pick up a free gift and subscribe to my email list and be on my amazing, awesome, light-filled, love-filled, faith-filled, freedom-filled newsletter that I send out usually once a day, Monday through Friday. So hope y'all have a great week. Thanks for the comments, Veronique and Bill. I appreciate you guys, and everyone else who may tune in later and catch the replay. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.